Hi. I just got out of the shower. Hold on. I'm gonna slap some foundation on. Oh, look, it's Diamond Cut. There's Diamond Cutter. I watched your thing yesterday where you were soaking your bones, honey. I know all about that. Hi, guys. Hold on. I can't let y'all see me like no makeup. You will run for the fucking hills. You will run for the hills. Plus, my eyes are also red because I got soap in them. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Shit. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I've had a really, I'm not going to say great day, but I did win the appeal for my mom. Hey, everybody. They called yesterday, Medicare. Nope. Yep. Yeah. And she was they wanted her released, or they weren't going to pay for any more. Hey, Freeside. They weren't going to pay anything after Saturday. So she had Angelo. So she, yeah. So then I had to appeal it yesterday. And I have to tell you, I wouldn't be the woman who does this for no man's money, that has to take down, what everything that you say. And she's, it's not her, she's just doing her job. And so and she wrote down every little thing that I said and went back over it with me before she filed it, whatever they do. And literally, probably 20 hours later, I got the phone call, which, guys, I stayed up all night. I was so scared. I was so scared because my mother, all right, so I don't know where everybody's talking about. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm going to invite, let me put this up here. I couldn't, there's no way that I could, I told them, actually, I said, if she's allowed to come home, okay, on Saturday, there will be a 100% probability that she will fall again in the house and break something else, like a hip or whatever, right? And I said, so if y'all want to do this round and around circle where you let her out too early, she breaks something down, she got to pay for that. I said, we can do it. We do it, whatever. But the woman was very nice, and I think I did cry. I'm pretty sure I did. I was at my wit's end. So anyway, and I told her, I thanked her so much. And I said, I wouldn't have your job for nothing in the world. She said, yeah, I hear a lot of really, horrible, horrible stories. And there's nothing I can do about it. She's not the one. So, oh my God, I look like hell. Well, fuck it. You know what? If y'all don't know, I look like hell by then. I'll go up and we'll remove all doubt. Oh, let me see. My hair's wild. I look like a wild person. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't even consider that. I didn't even consider that being a problem. It was the last thing. It's like gut punches every 5 minutes. Yeah. So hold on. I cannot let y'all see me like this. I cannot let y'all do it, and I don't know where my shit is. So anyway, that's my story for the day. And what the hell is that? Go away. Go away. Dismiss. Trying to seal. Oh, fuck me running. There we go. No, we got it. Sorry. Hey, so I love y'all so much. So we got to do this lunch. We've got to do the lunch. We must, because I miss you, and I want to see my Aunt Kat because I love her so much. I am so lucky. Everything said and done, right? Hey, Randy. I don't have any makeup on. Oh, shit, no. I hit the wrong button. Fuck me. All right, I don't have any makeup on. My eyes are red because I got soap in them, but I'm not high. Wish I was. I am so lucky, though. Even with the shit that has happened, the last whatever, I can't dwell on it because I'm so lucky and every other. I've got some really great friends here. Y'all just have been so helpful and so supportive. And here's me and Randy. Me and Randy been doing this shit for a minute, okay? And have come. People have come and gone, and we're still here, aren't we, Randy? We're still here. So yeah, as devastating as I thought other shit was. You know what? It ain't that bad. Let me try to find. Put my hair up. I'm sorry. Yeah, we've seen a lot of people come and go, and good and bad, actually. So, hold on. I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm coming live. Here's my shirt. Hold on. Let me overthink this, because that's what I've been doing. I got no sleep last night. I was so scared. And then the woman said, well, what we might do is we might just have to put her into a cheaper place. No. That's not an option. So let's take that off the table. So anyway, it worked out. I don't know how long it's going to work out. She said till further notice. I know that her rehab is doing week by week. We had our first weekly meeting on Monday, and that was with the head of physical therapy, the head of nursing, the dietary guy. I don't know what the fuck he was doing there. State of disorder. Oh, thank you. I'll let you state of disorder. 15 months you've been hanging. By the way, Catherine is editing the blooper reel for the parody I did. All of a sudden, she's got a it's midterms in my college, whatever. Mitten Mom, you are such a blessing. I swear to God, all of y'all are. Absolutely are. So, here we are again. Said we would do this. Hey, Sammy activity. That's got a cute name there. And let me get up here. I know I've missed some. Oh! I mean, hell, the damage has been done. Why do it? Take it down now. Why do it? And now, sub up there, everybody. Randy does. I've told y'all. Randy covers court cases. She's quite the little Nancy Grace. She knows what she's doing in there. Bless her heart. And she does not. You know what's the great thing about, like I said, me and Randy have been around a minute. And we made some enemies. Hey, KB. Good to see you. Thank y'all for coming. Yeah, me and Randy have seen, like I said, we have switched up, content. We have gotten rid of friends, got new friends, switched it all over. Oh, Aunt Kathy, thank you, my love. Thank you so much. And I say this all the time. Drama is fun. Drama is easy. As easy as can be. It's the stuff that's not, that helps or, I don't know. If the streamer's happy, the stream is happy. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, SDA, doing love. When the streamer's doing good stuff, the good people will come, and Randy and I have proven that. So I think I'd rather have 20 of y'all that really participate and really help, and we can get stuff like this, like the caregiving. This is scary for me. It's scary for my mother. She knows I'm just kidding. Today is the greatest day. Okay. I just went to the Goodwill a little while ago. I had to because I left my mom's. Hey, Cheyenne. And I got a shirt. It's a night shirt. It says, "This is the best day ever." It's funny I saw that though. Anyway, so happy streamer, happy stream. And we're lucky. We're lucky that we're two broads that have been here too long. And don't know when to call it off. I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. Oh, what's up, Lisa? I love you. Lisa, I love that name. I love that name. All right. So this will be our weekly caregiver support. I'm going to put the link back out. You do not have to cam up. We all know how this works. And to tell your story, just please don't put on a weenie because I don't want to see anyone's weenie. I'll get in trouble. And truly, I don't think I realized how many of us are out there doing this for our parents, husband, child, whatever. It's so hard. It is so hard. You can't screw it up, because if you screw it up, you just can't do it. You have to do it right. My biggest fear was that my mother would come home, and because she is not at all ready, and I told, yeah, see, there you are. It's hard. Diamond, so you get Susan Camden. Hold on, because I don't have no makeup on. Susan Camden is one of my bestest friends on earth. We worked together for God, I don't know how long. And then, oh God, let's see. How long ago was it that we flew to Reno, right? And we drove her father had passed away and left her our car. We flew to Reno. We drove back to Virginia. Now, and we did stay in a very nice hotel, and we winked at the guy that was checking us in, and we got a better room. But anyway, when we drove back, we didn't have the radio on, right? We literally laughed from Reno. I think we stopped in Colorado. Was it Colorado? And then we stopped in St. Louis, and then we drove on through. Okay, so let me tell you a little secret. I don't know how to drive straight. And I did real well once I got going. It was that slowing down and doing shit. I think there was some town in Nebraska. I'm not sure. I was driving, though. We took an exit. And because I hadn't really got the I literally did a burnout like all the way through town. I didn't mean to. And then we stopped at this diner. Hold on, this is funny. All right, so we're sitting at like two booths, right? We're at a booth. I hear this rip. Somebody just ripped. Brr. I've never heard anything like it in my life. And I went, Susan went, oh. And I thought it was Susan. It was the woman behind Susan, and that woman had put it right up Susan's back. She said it went up my back. Oh, anyway, we laughed all the way. All the way. So Susan can vouch for me that I'm a little unstable, but in a good way. In a good way. I'm so glad we got to do lunch. Oh, it was awful. It was awful. And then I had to slow down because I don't know if y'all have ever driven through West Virginia. They've got the worst roads on earth, but they charge, tolls every 6 miles or whatever. I don't even know. And so there was a point, and it was nighttime. We were on our stretch, right? And I thought, oh shit, I'm going to have to slow down and pay this toll. And I think I slowed down a bit, but I'm pretty sure I just threw it into the thing and took off. I said, if they chase us, they chase us. We'll be on Fox News. We'll be all right. Yeah, I miss my friend too. We got to do lunch. We got to catch up. I've known her children I think about her son, Michael. She's got a son named Mike. She had 2 daughters and a son, Michael's baby. Every Christmas, she would have to give him Dimetap because he was so excited about Christmas he couldn't sleep. I think about that every year. I don't know why. Because it's funny. We had such good, excuse me. Going to work every day with her was probably one of the best parts of my whole life. Yeah, the Benadryl, there you go. Yeah. Now she has all these beautiful grandchildren and anyway. Also, Susan, I thought about Scott. Now, Susan's dad, I don't think she'll mind me telling you, towards the end of his life, had, he just, did he, I don't know, I don't want to say I don't know if it was like, was it dementia or something like that? I can't remember, and I'm sorry to say I can't remember. But we talked to her brother, Scott, who took care of him in Reno, right? And Susan would go back and forth when he got really sick. And but Scott said that when I made a comment about something being, you're frazzled, right? And he was talking, I don't know if you remember this, Susan, but he was talking about, he was setting his dad's pill in the little pill divider, to get him ready. And I think your dad accidentally hit the thing, and knocked him out everywhere. And he said, Scott was, I got so mad. And I've never forgotten that. I've never forgotten. Okay, there you go. I couldn't. I think about that now. And I think about that a lot anyway, because I just got my mom peeled up. Like, it's like 3 things a day for a month. You do the whole thing. So yeah, I thought about Scott when I did that. When I bought it, I thought, oh Lord. But anyway. So Susan's one of my real life friends. The ones that people say I don't have. Right there. So here we go. We're back on the subject of caregiving and why it's so hard. And I talked to Nancy, which is Angelo's wife, obviously. And she is, again, the most selfless woman that I have ever met in my life. She is not bitter. She is not fazed by it at all. Angelo, too. They are both amazing people. And Nancy was like, need any help? Just get in touch with me. Hey, Terry, darling. And she's been through it all. Nancy's been through it all. She's got her brother and with Andrew. And there are certain things that I just never thought about. Like this Medicare thing knocked me for a loop. I did not understand what was going on. Right. I was like, what do you mean she's coming out for, Saturday? No. But if you keep your head about you and you don't overthink it, as my shirt says, it's still horrible. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Care Bear. So no, this was my hold on. Look, I'm out of straws. Y'all know I like my 10.5-inch straws, right? Look at this. Hold on. And I'm not drinking a big gulp. I'm just using it. Look. Y'all see, I can't use that. Anyway, so just the fear. We can't F this up. I know so many of y'all, though, do take care of your hey, drowny bitch, what you doing? I know a lot of you been in my shoes. I know a lot of you have not yet. You're just getting into this, or you're anticipating, because it is going to happen sooner or later. Either you're going to need it or they're going to need it. I saw my mom today. I went over there and told her, hey, the peel worked. You're good. She was all upset, right? So yeah, it was a load off everybody, quite frankly. I can't wait to go to bed tonight. I did not sleep last night at all. Because I thought, man, this is not going to be good. If we get her in that, my mom is very independent. And, like my grandmother is still independent. But there came a time when we had to take my grandma's keys because she kept wrecking. I told you about this. She kept backing into shit with the Cadillac. And so when we took the keys, she just went and got another car. That showed us. We thought we had her. Nope, we did not have her. She went and bought a new car. So my mother would be just like that, actually. So I know it's going to be hard for her to be what do you call it? I don't even know what you call it. She's too independent, quite frankly, for this. And she doesn't want, her worst thing is like she's going to be, a burden. No, you're not going to be a burden. We just have to readjust this whole relationship. We have to readjust the whole relationship. And that's hard for me. You're used to being the child. And then you have the guilt of, I risk rate, my daughter's 19, going through her first freshman year at Randolph College. And I really thought my husband and I were home free. We could take the long weekends. We could do this and that. Nope. Like I said, I got an 80-year-old baby at home, that's going to be coming home. An 80-year-old baby that I've got to do everything for. I owe her. Please don't. Y'all know I owe her this. All right. I owe her everything that is coming that I have to do. Don't make it any easier, though. Doesn't make it any easier. to do. This whole everything's redefined now. Um, and this woman that's always been so strong is not anymore. I miss her. I miss her. But she's not coming back. She's not coming back. And I did not realize when I got into this meeting again with the people at the summit to do like I'm gonna taking care of family members. I know you have, Sarah. I would like to say that it's easier. Yeah, it does not get easier. Thank you, Sarah. And it's not gonna get easier. All right, yeah, I'm not even that. It's just gonna be rough when she does get home and whatnot. And mom was like, well, today she actually said, you don't think you can get paid for taking care of me? And I was like, well, yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I know that I can, but man, my whole thing is I don't want her to feel like she is a burden to me. She's like, I took her clothes, right? Take her clothes over there because who wants to sit around in your gown all day? Plus, when you're going down to like physical therapy. So I took her all these clothes, and I think I picked them up. I picked up the dirty ones the other day, washed them, got some more, took them over there. And she said, I'm so sorry that you have to do this. And I was like, sorry you have to do what? Just bring them, wash back clothes. I've washed her clothes since she's lived here, about 5 years. She doesn't, my husband and I will cook her meat. Her meat is cut up. She doesn't do her laundry because she can't. It's up and downstairs. She's not gonna be able to do it. She wants to get in there like do dishes, and I'm like, just put them in. We'll just put them in the washer. It's all good. You don't have to do that. I know you are, Sarah. I know you are, and that's why I want to thank y'all because I know you are. You really are there for me. And here's back. I almost want to like put my phone number in there because, I've been through so many things in life that are hard, and hold on, I'm not gonna cry. Hold on. No, Mitten Mama, see that I'm not. I'm really not. I'm scared and I am sometimes I get a little angry and I'm not. But I know this is normal. It's just people don't want to come out and say it. Hey, Jersey girl, how you doing? It is, you're always thinking it. I'm thinking about, in fact, I'm saying, when she first fell, okay, on the 1st of February, and I got the phone call, she was at the hospital. And I went zooming over there, right? And she is out of it. She is bloodied. She is, and I thought, this is what I actually thought. I was like, fuck me, my life is over. Isn't that horrible? But I said it. I said, my life is over. There's my friend. There's my friend Andy.
Hi, Shannon.
Oh, it's Nancy. Hello, love.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I was just talking about how wonderful you are, how great you was. What? Yes.
Well, let me tell you. I think we all go through challenges. I know I've gone through my very own from, hearing that my child's not going to make it. And how do I handle that? And, my answer was I had to go to therapy.
Yeah.
I sat in a therapist's office for an hour with a box of tears, crying, praying, and then, took it into my own hands. I did the research. I did everything I could. And the most important thing that I tell everybody is to be the best advocate, whether it's medication, finding out what the person qualifies for, what help you can get. Don't let them label them. And remember that they're people too.
There you are.
That's the biggest thing, because, even though Andrew's got a disability, he still has a mind. He still has decisions that he wants to make. He still wants some independence. And it's hard to give him that independence.
It is. Scared to death. Alyssa just said, scared to death. Yeah, when I saw the physical part of my mom was bad enough, but it's what literally she wasn't the same woman she was when she before she fell. Okay, she wasn't the same. Well, she got up was not the same woman at all. And they tried to tell me yesterday or Monday that, well, breaking a bone, it takes all this calories, and it makes makes things hard on them. And I thought our broken wrist has turned into her not knowing where she is. Find that hard to believe. And then she did have the brain bleed, right? But then that cleared right up, so that was nothing. And Sarah says that your mom apologized to you for having to give her a sponge bath. Again, that's the last. I don't want my mom to ever feel like that. So I have to stay really strong, right? And my family, I got a great family. And I got my husband and my 4 children, and they are amazing. They poolside. Poolside welcome and thank you. I tell yeah, that's what I keep telling myself to poolside. I really do. I have to. And and just do it. I just have to be positive around her, and um I'm trying to think of the word.
Well,
Just
Jen, I
yeah,
also think it's important to know that it's okay to get upset. I mean, I don't know how many times I've walked out of a hospital before I was gonna punch a wall or hurt somebody.
yeah,
Um, and then just call my husband if I'm there by myself, or call a friend who understood, my anger, my frustration, because I don't want my son to see it or my
right.
brother to see it, or I don't want to go to jail because I was, doing, knocking some nurse out who didn't want to listen to me. So I had to go cool
Completely.
off. And it's
Yeah.
okay to, take that second to go into the bathroom and shed a few tears and then come
Oh, yeah.
back, and it's okay to reach out to get help and just speak to somebody else who's going through. I mean, for me, I think that's the biggest thing that's really helped me is joining other groups with other people and me being able to even help other people because I've been through something. So me helping somebody actually helps me. That makes any sense?
It does, and I'll tell you why that makes sense. I get where you're going because when worst thing that ever happened to me in my whole life, right? And I thought, God, why have you done this to me? Why have you done this to me? Not this. It's something else. Y'all know what it is. And I thought I will one day see somebody where I was, right? Mentally, emotionally, and I can walk up to them and say, it's going to be all right. It's not going to be all right tomorrow, and it's probably not going to be all right the next day, but it's going to be all right. I have been where you are. It's hard, but you will get over it. You will do it, and you're fine. And so that's kind of, to me, that's like the best thing. Just like we're starting this, right? I knew we were caregivers out there, but I didn't, I didn't, because YouTube could be so toxic and whatnot. And so to come in somewhere and bare your soul and say, listen, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I know things have happened bad to everybody else, but in my life, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And that there would be people to go, you know what, Shannon, I've been where you are. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. And that's all any of us need to hear in life, no matter what. I've been where you are, and you're going to be okay. I go up.
Well, and the
Oh,
other thing you gotta remember is not everybody's gonna make the same decision and choices
true.
that you are, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're not. I see so many people argue online about who's making what decision and
Mm,
stuff, and I
yeah.
won't do that. I'll just, be there to support them
Yeah.
because there's, unfortunately, and right now it's gonna get even worse with everything that's going on. Um, is it's hard to even if you have a loved one or, in the groups that I am in, you've got, parents that are even older than I am, and they're taking care of their children and
Yes.
they're adults and, they're having a hard time finding a place so that when something happens to them, especially if it's their only child, they don't have another child,
Right.
to take care of that child, how hard it is to even get them into a place. and the waiting list to even get them into a
Right.
place that is going to take care of them, and be responsible. So a lot of people, they choose to take care of their family members. One, that they're getting the best care that they can because you're there.
Yeah.
Two, because it's such a hard issue to find a place for, especially if you've got adult child with special needs that you're
Yeah.
taking care of.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is, this, I say all these baby boomers, right, are getting older. My mom's a baby boomer. And so, literally, like you said, just to find somewhere nice, right, for a parent, because obviously Andrew's not, for a parent, it's hard. You hear horror stories every day. And, my grandmother's 103, as we all know, Miss Velma. And she lives in assisted living, right? But I told y'all she had 2 bedroom, 2 full bed, 2 full bath, right, for in her little condo. She started following like devious. She whistled down on everybody else, and I think y'all for sure. I'm glad that y'all feel safe enough here to do it. Okay, I really do, because it's hard. But yeah, I there's just not a whole lot of places that you're gonna trust. Number one, and do y'all remember the scene? I don't know if y'all remember the scene from Terms of Endearment, when it was time for Deborah Winger's medicine, and her daughter was dying of cancer. And Shirley MacLaine went up to the nurse's station and started to throw a fit. You told her she only had to wait till someone said, "Get my daughter the shot." I had to go up and show my ass. A couple of days after she got over to the rehab center, which is a very nice one, I had to go show my ass because, and I rarely, well, I ain't gonna lie, but I ain't gonna say I rarely do it, but I don't do it like that, what I did that day. Because, that's your mother, right? And the thing somebody called, my mother didn't want to get in the chair. My mother couldn't get in the wheelchair, number one. And this nurse took her up to, wheeled her up to whatever section and said, you got to sit here for an hour. She couldn't. Her core muscles, that were already gone. And so when my mom got back, my mom's roommate said, "Call your daughter." And she called me. And I went in there like your device is not connected, Aunt Kathy. So I don't know what that means. Rand, how you doing? I'm glad y'all came. I can't, Andrew won't let me, you're not connected. I don't know what that ever means. I'm the one, right? I showed my ass. And then like a couple of days ago, well, that's around, I'm not wrapped real tight anyway. So a couple of days ago, my mom called me again, upset about something. Honestly, you want to know what she's upset about? She has this little fan, right? I took her a little like square fan. She's always hot. And she's got this another fan that she holds, right? And she called me and said, "You got to come over here right now. I live 2 minutes away." All right. So, I'm there in 2 minutes because I'm thinking, oh my God. And she says, I need batteries for my fan. Excuse me? You have made me come over here like a crazy person because you need the batteries in your fan. Okay. And then she didn't want to sit in the chair again. It was a whole other thing. So I went up to the nurse's office again, little thing, and I said, "You know what? I told my mother I would come up here and talk to y'all about her sitting in the chair. I know she has to sit in the chair. You know she's got to sit in the chair to build her core up. She doesn't know it. So now that we've all talked about it, I can go back and tell her that I did talk to y'all about it. I won't lie." And I said, I didn't want to come here and show my ass. And one of those nurses was there. She said, "Now you don't want to do that again." And I looked at her, I said, "Oh, I'll do it again. Just not today. If something else, yeah, I'll do it again. Don't worry about that. So you have to really advocate for them. Advocating for a parent. I don't know, a lot of y'all have 2 parents that you're taking care of simultaneously. I know Diamond Cutter's mother. Diamond Cutter's mother is so cute. She's so cute. And she's got she got brothers and sisters. There she comes. Hey,
Hey, Cindy,
love.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. It took me a few minutes to
Yeah.
figure out how to get back in there. Uh,
How are you doing today? You're doing good today, right? Everybody's doing
I'm,
good.
yeah, but I want to tell you this because it's important to me. You were saying that the things that you'd been through, you'd hope maybe someday you'd meet someone or something you would do would make them feel better to hear that
Yeah.
your story basically. Well, I wanted you to know that you are that person for me.
Oh,
When I started watching you a few years really, but I was quiet. And I think it was last year or the year before, I told my husband, I said, I really, really want to talk to her. I feel like a connection that I was like, I don't know how she can have her sense of humor with everything that you've been through. Cause
yeah.
you were like, I'm crazy. Yeah. I mean, I am nuts. I'm batshit crazy.
Guilty.
But,
Guilty.
and I wondered, would, how do you laugh again?
Yeah.
Because when I lost my daughter,
Yeah.
I didn't think I would ever even smile
I'll tell you.
again.
Hey, Purple. Hey, Purpy. Hey, Smoky Pig. It's one of those things where, and you know this, we all know this. You have a year, two, three, whatever that are horrific, horrific, right? You're not going to live through the day. You absolutely know it. I can't do this one more day. I can't feel this. I can't be this upset one more day. And but you do. You are. You make it to the next day, right?
You have to
And
wake
then
up.
you feel bad if you have a good hour. That's how it starts. If you have a good hour and you don't think about it, you feel guilty because you had a good hour and you didn't think about it, and now you're thinking, I'm getting over this, and I'm gonna leave behind, and then there's so many zero regrets. How are you, honey? So yeah, it's you do right. You do laugh again, obviously, and I always try to think, our dearest ones don't want us to do this. They don't want us to let this get, they don't.
We
And so there comes a point when you can think of a memory and you laugh about it now, right? That you couldn't do maybe 10, 20, I don't
Yeah,
know. Everybody's different. And then you can literally talk about something and laugh about it and make peace with it. You're not ever going to be normal again. We're none of us are normal. There's never going to be another normal. You get a new normal, right? You don't get the old one. You get the new one.
that's true. That's the
Yeah,
way it feels. You have a new
yeah,
normal.
yeah. You do, and it's you're scared. You don't want to make. I know with me, I just didn't want anybody around me that was going to do this again, and I still feel that way. Y'all know I talked about my dad last week and wanting to establish a relationship. And I said, no, you're just gonna die on me. What the hell do I?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's hard though. It's hard. It's hard. I know it's hard. It's
It's
hard.
very, very hard. It's like
Yeah.
every day you have a new struggle.
Oh yeah.
Every
Oh
day
yeah.
it's a new normal. For me, I'm gonna tell you, it feels like once that roller coaster got to going, it just never stopped, so I could get off the ride.
Yeah, and you won't.
It
It'll
never
slow down,
does.
but
Yeah,
but
but
you
I
ain't. Yeah, it's
but
not something that you'll be able to ever. It's
but I
just a
did
new
want
normal.
you to know that you
That's great.
are that person for me. I've watched you and I've laughed with you. I've even cried, and
Yeah.
I've gotten angry. And I thought if if to see somebody that knows what I'm feeling and can
Yeah.
come through and make someone else smile, surely I can get out of bed today.
That's
Surely.
the sweetest thing anybody. So I've never heard anything that. So I appreciate you so much for saying that.
Well, I wanted
I
you
really
to.
do.
It was very personal to me. I wanted you to know how much you have impacted me. And I appreciate you so very much for that.
Oh.
You just cannot even. I mean, I think the first time I actually talked to my husband about, how I felt
Mhm.
was because of you. Because when
Oh.
I talked to him, I was telling him, I've been watching her and I've been listening and her story just really touches me. I just feel it's like something you bond whether you want to or not.
Oh yeah.
It's like a connection. And that, it really helped me tell him where some of my struggle was. trying to
Yeah.
go when all my children, the ones that are still with me, and I'm grateful for it. But like when they would come around for holidays, there's always that longing for the one that wasn't.
Yeah.
I was always,
They're supposed to be there.
yeah,
This
they're
is not
supposed
the
to
way life's
be,
supposed to go.
right. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be in that picture.
Mhm.
And it would just be such a struggle for me to even stay around them.
Mhm.
As terrible as that sounds, I would
No, it
separate.
doesn't. It's so normal. It's
I
so
would just,
normal.
and it felt so wrong and unnormal,
Yeah.
because I would be upset with myself I would not want any of them to ever see me break down,
Right.
which in hindsight, that was probably a mistake. It was a big
No, it
mistake,
wasn't because
really.
they need to see it. I'll tell you why they
Exactly.
need to see it because they maybe they don't feel it the same way you do, obviously, but they need to see it. All right. And I know there's been, holidays are right after all those things that happen. And I thought, what do you people want from me? And
That's,
I'm talking about my
yeah,
children. What do
me
y'all
too.
want from me? You know, I I, I don't want to see a Christmas tree. I don't want to see the first day of summer. I don't want to see any of that shit. And I don't understand why. And obviously
Pictures.
it was in my head. I didn't say it out loud. What do y'all want from me? Just leave me alone.
Yeah, it's a hard place to be.
It is a very hard place to
And
be.
you love them, and
Oh
they,
yeah.
like my youngest son he's just, he will try, and he built his own a dining room table. He made it long enough that everybody in the family could sit. The first year that my daughter was gone, he was trying to give me something out of the normal. Instead of everybody
Mhm.
coming here, he wanted us to go there, so that the memories wouldn't be so haunting for me.
And
And
that's amazing.
it was truly amazing. I mean, he's always trying. And it wasn't too long ago. He came to me and he looked at me and he says, "Mom, when Angela died, you died with her. And we miss you
Um,
and we need you.
okay,
Sh-
you learn.
She's she's there
Exactly.
and you're here with us. Please come and be with us." And it's like you said, you're always scared. You're
Yeah,
scared you're scared. You're scared to love, like you're scared you're gonna lose it.
exactly.
Because
Exactly.
what can't go wrong will go wrong. Is your thought.
Well, and then like you make it one day, right? You think,
Yeah,
well, I
it's
won't be able
true.
to do that again, and then it starts adding up. Where but I've made it a whole month.
Right.
It is. It's and then like even like grandchildren, right? I just don't get me wrong, but when my daughter started having her, I thought, God, please don't do this to us again. Please don't do this to us again.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do it. Let me just say that. He
It,
does not do it.
you're
Things
right.
happen. This is my belief anyway.
But that's
Things
my
happen.
belief too. He doesn't
Yeah.
do that to us.
Yeah, he won't, but he will see you through it. Don't worry, he
Exactly.
will. And even if you're really pissed off at him, he's
And
like
we
that.
all get there.
Yeah, there was this show on I want to say I don't remember when. And it was this oh, it was the girl could see God, okay? And he came to her as different things, right? And he came to her at one point as a young man, right? And she, it was easier for, I wish I could think of the name of the show. It was easier for her to be mad at a person her own age, right?
Mhm.
Than to be the guy on the street that she looks at. I don't know. And it was so telling to me because you get so angry and you think,
Yeah.
what have I ever done to you? What did she ever do to you that you got
Yeah.
to do this?
I,
And he
yeah, you
doesn't.
do.
Yeah,
You
you get
get angry. And
yeah.
I got angry. I've gotten
Oh,
down on my knees and I
mm-hmm,
prayed. I was so mad at God. I'm like, I don't understand.
mm-hmm.
But then it just kind of hit me who I was saying you just don't understand to.
Yeah,
I read the
yeah,
book
yeah.
and I thought, what a fool for me to say that.
Well, no.
Because yes, he does know.
Oh yeah,
if I had one of my children say to me, "I wish it had been me, mom, instead of her," and it hurt
Oh,
me, and I'm like, "Why would you
Amy.
say that?"
Yeah.
And like I told him, it wouldn't have mattered. I said, "But the truth is, if it had been you, are you ready to go to heaven? Are you ready to meet? Are you ready?"
Yeah.
And they weren't. And I said,
No.
"So see what it is. Your sister was so she loved the Lord, and everything she did every day. She raised her sons to be God fearing
Yeah.
teenagers when she left them." But I
She
said,
sounds amazing.
if the choice would have been up to her, she would have pushed you out of the way to go
Oh.
first because she knew where she was going. She knew where her
Oh
soul
yeah.
was
Yeah.
going, and you don't. I said,
And
"So don't say that."
your daughter saying that is probably the most selfless thing she could have ever said. I wish it would have been me. Do you know? I mean,
Yeah.
that is a hey Lisa, that is very telling and very selfless
Yeah,
thing to say.
she said that because she said, "I'm the one that causes you the most pain. I'm the one that you're always worried about or bailing out of jail." And I was like,
Yeah, no,
but I was like, that's don't ever say that, because I said, no more than you can choose which one of your children.
yeah,
I would never be able to choose either. But if I had to say, your sister knew where she was going.
yeah.
When she left here with her soul as good as it could be here. I want to tell you something funny though, because I know before we start crying, because I'll be crying. You
Okay.
talking about your mom? I was with my mother for 3 months before she passed, and it was, I was the only one. And out
Yeah.
of all of her daughters, it seemed like, I guess I was born for that job. That was my place, my thing.
Mhm.
Me and with my mom during that time, she never lost her mind where she didn't know what was going on, which really was a blessing to
Yeah.
me because I would get tickled at her, and
Yeah.
she'd make me laugh, and we'd just have a little back and forth. But she'd always tell me, well, the one day she stopped me. I was about to leave to go back to her house to get changed and everything, and she starts yelling my name as I was going out the door. And I thought, oh Lord, I'm in trouble because I heard two names.
Yeah.
Two names means you're in trouble.
Yeah, it
So I
does.
turned around and she said, she was so serious, and she said, "I just want you to know how much it means to me that you're with me, and
Oh,
how much," she said, "I know the sacrifice that you're making to be here with me instead of
oh,
at home." And she said, "I just want you to know, no matter how long I live or where I go, I will always remember." And that
oh,
it just tore me up. I walked out of there, but I knew I was where I needed to be.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew I did everything that I could possibly do, in my way.
Mhm.
So the night, you know, when my mother passed away, it was 6:30 in the morning, and it was November the 15th. And as she left here, I just saw this peace come on her. And what was what the funny part, which is none of it's funny, but if you knew my mom, you did things her way or else.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I think I've met your mother and mine.
yeah, she was very, very strict and very proper. She's extreme, like you talk about your grandmother,
Yeah.
pure proper, clothes match everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But when we left there, I called my husband because we were in two different states. I was in Florida and he was here in Georgia, and I called and I let him know that mom was gone, and I called the other kids in this area, my children, and I told them. And my husband called me right back and he said, "Do you want me to come now? Do you need me to be there now?" And I'm like, "No, don't come now, because if
Yeah.
you show up, I will lose my stuff, and I got to finish
Right.
this. I have got to finish this.
Yes.
I got to see this through, and if I see you walk through that door, I will not be able to finish this." And he didn't come. He didn't come until the day of the funeral, actually.
Right.
But
Mm.
if he had to come, I wouldn't have been able to get that far, because I had to make the plans, and a lot of things had to be done. But that's,
Yeah,
I've got a niece that she has a
I do.
murderous heart. Okay.
I
I don't
do.
like to claim her,
I know
but
you don't.
the
I
day, so you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
The
I
day
do.
of the funeral, my husband was like, because I'm going to stay here while you gather up your things. And my other sister was there with me. That she's a story on herself. But he was like, I don't want you to be alone with Mary,
Yeah,
which was obvious because if it had been up to her, I would have never made it out of there.
I know that's right. I know
No,
that is right.
yeah, no, and I'm telling him, no, just go
Yeah.
on, go ahead and get started back home, and I'll be behind you. So it did take me a few minutes to get started. Took me a lot longer than that actually. But on the way home, there's the funniest shit. On the way home, I had to take all the back roads back home because that's what my mother did. So I thought I'm just going to go her way because that's her route. And I get to a place called Monticello, Georgia. I get to Monticello, which is probably, 3 hours away from my home. And as soon as I went through this little town that don't have any lights, there's nothing going on there. Get out of the town. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I have my sister with me, who, bless her heart, she's a Fruit Loop all by herself. I had both my daughters with me, and they were both just, they were all so sweet. They were like, Mom, you want us to drive? And I'm like, no, I got to finish this journey. Well, when we got outside of Monticello, something ran in front of my little Malibu, and I hit it so hard. Yeah, I mean it was a bad, bad. It was
Right.
bad. We're on this dark, deserted street. There was nothing where I could see, and my car was losing fluid. I was like, okay. So I put it in reverse and I backed up to this little driveway where this convenient, like a mom and pop store where they sold biscuits at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, they want nobody there, but I pull in there, and here's it gets crazy. I get out of the car, and I realize my car's not moving. I mean, it won't be moving for quite a while
Yeah.
because it was pretty busted up. But this is terrible. It scared us so bad. We had to pee, so we run behind the little store to pee because we were about to pee on ourselves. I call my husband and he says, "Okay, I'm headed back towards you because bless heart, he's had like 3 hours to get back to me." In the meantime, my Fruit Loop sister, she's like, bless her heart, she's like, "I am not going out there. I'll get something will bite me on the butt if I try to squat and pee." So she just decides the best thing for her to do is just go on and pee in her pants
There
in my car. In my
you go. I like her.
I'm not gonna kill her. But we get there back to the car, and now she's digging around in my trunk because she needs clothes to put on because she
Right.
done, peed on herself and my back seat. And she's digging in the trunk of the car, and then out of the corner of my eye, this truck comes flying up in there, and their gun is hanging out the window. It was the people that owned the store who was watching us on a camera. They
Yeah.
thought we were there to get naked and climb the roof like a bunch of witches and
Right.
rob them. That's what they thought.
And we all, do that every now and again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just what I do.
We get it.
So, here I am trying to explain to the guy in the truck with the rifle in my face. No, we're not here to rob you. I promise.
Quite the
I
opposite.
hit, I hit something. I thought maybe a dog or something. He had called the sheriff's department to come, and they come flying up on me too. There was like 3 or 4 deep. They're all jumping out of their cars.
Exactly what
Weapons,
you needed.
yeah, weapons are on us. And then I'm like, I don't know what I said, but I know I said something. And my two daughters were started giggling because it was just a scene out of like you couldn't even make it up.
Like a bad movie.
It was a terrible movie. So I'm trying to explain to them, look, I just buried my mom today. I'm just trying to go home. But they went back to see what I hit. They
Yeah.
came back up, these country boys, and they said, "Boy, when you hit him, you hit the granddaddy of all the coyotes around here."
Oh,
Yeah, I
yes.
got the tag leader. So he said, no wonder your car's all tore up. But that wasn't even the worst part. My sister's still digging around in that car for stuff, trying to put things back in the trunk of the car. And then all of a sudden we hear freeze. They like yelling at us, freeze, put your hands up in the air. It's like,
Oh my God.
my two daughters are still giggling and snickering over there. And I'm trying to give them that look like, what the hell is wrong with you two?
Right.
What it was as my sister was digging in the car, unbeknownst to me, she had loaded up a whole bunch of baby dolls that were my mom's, which explained why my trunk was so full.
Oh
And
yeah.
all they could see was this doll part. And it looked like we had somebody in the trunk.
Hey, little baby.
It was
That's
ter-
funny.
it was just horrendous. And that's what the two girls were laughing at. Then,
I
you
mean,
know, I'm like, I just thank goodness for the papers they give you at the funeral home.
yeah.
That's the only way I think I kept us out of jail.
Well,
Because it's
it
like,
just
no,
that goes to show you. I mean, it is that your mother was laughing
I know she was.
at
She
all of
enjoyed it.
this.
You
Yeah.
know
Oh,
why?
she was loving life, right? She
Because,
was like, yes, girls.
you know why? Because of those damn baby dolls.
Well,
They were my mom's prized possessions. I'm looking at my sister like, we ought to go back and take them back. Even though she's gone.
yeah.
I'm scared. But
My best friend Cherie, the one that passed away from leukemia, she actually, oh God, this is so gross. I am freaked out by little dolls, right? I don't like them. But she would make them. She even went to a doll school, and I want to say Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was like a 2 to 3 week thing where she learned how to redo them, restring them, all that other shit. I would go to her house, right, and she would have all these baked doll faces in her oven, to cure them. Oh my God, I hated those damn things. And when she died, her son or her husband Mark said, "You know what? I think Cherie would really love for you to have it." He brought this nasty effing doll. I mean, we had to laugh because she knew I hated them damn things. I hated them. And so when you talk about the dolls in the back seat, I get it. Kathy gone again. Kathy, get the hell back up here, girl. What are you doing?
I kicked myself out. I guess it was the dolls. Because
So
that,
Michigan lady says that she misses her mom, and her mom's not is still with us. I get that,
yeah,
Michigan. I get it. I get it because, like I said, the mom that I knew the day
it's not
before
there.
is not the one I got now. That's just, and then like they told me this cognitive is probably not going to return. She's not going to. This is what we got, and it's a hard thing.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
I tell
really
you,
hard thing.
the best thing that helped me when my mother was here and I was, it was just her and I.
No, you Lulu.
And I knew the doctors were telling me that, it wouldn't be long before
Right.
that they kept saying the end of her life. And I didn't want her to know. So I was like
Mhm.
on guard all the time. No one could say anything because I didn't want her to be afraid.
Right.
It was important to me. And but what I found that kept me sane was those little moments that we would get tickled, because I had this, I always got a bad habit of saying what's on my mind.
Oh,
It
honey, I know.
doesn't even, it doesn't linger to think about it. It just comes stuff flying out. And that was really what saved me was just being able to laugh with my
Yeah,
mom. You know,
that's. I think you and I are the same. Things leave my mouth and I follow what up. Or if it doesn't come out of my mouth, it's on my face.
oh yeah, I
Really,
got that. I got a bad,
yeah,
my resting. I don't have one of those pretty faces that just look
I
beautiful
know.
no,
I get
I look
resting
like
bitch
I'm
face
gonna eat.
real quick. Oh, my
Yeah.
faces are horrible.
Oh, mine are too. I look like I'm about to eat your young, and
Yeah,
and
that's the way I look.
string your cat up too.
That is the way I look too. And you know what? I used to hate it, but now I'm like, I'm getting older. I'm like, this is gonna be my thing.
I don't
I
like
was gonna
being.
be
Mm-mm.
my
But
my neighbor's kids. I'd left their scooters in my right near my driveway, and you know how you get that. We're old. We're here and get off our lawn. My
Yeah.
husband was like, why them damn kids leave all those scooters? I'm like, dude, calm down, buddy. They're just scooters. We'll move. So you get kind of set in your ways, right? And
Oh
you
yeah.
want,
I'm
you know,
outside going, where did all these kids come from?
yeah, exactly.
Who
I
dropped
know.
these kids off? And then,
Halloween, I was like, where the hell all these little bastards come from? Oh my God. And
but
I,
my
and I
problem
ended
is,
up, well, I had said if I run out of candy, they're getting bouillon cubes and they'll
but
like it.
with all the kids that came to my house were our kids. They were all my grandkids. The whole yard is full of them.
Well, you know, yeah, okay, I get
My,
that. Yeah. Oh, we
yeah,
kept having, they wouldn't stop. And I was like, I bought a bag of candy. If they keep coming, they're getting bouillon cubes and they will like it.
well, let me tell you, I told my
Or
grandkids to go.
packets of soy sauce. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, I gave all my grandkids a little list. I said, y'all go scavenger hunting in the neighborhood.
Oh,
I
that's a
said,
good idea, though.
yeah, it was. I had ground beef on one and some, hamburger patties and
Actually, pretty good idea.
buns and like just lettuce. And I just had the makings for a whole meal on their little list. I said, now y'all get on out there and don't come back till you have everything.
So is anybody here, and I am so scared that I am going to be in my mother's place one day, and I am going to be a burden or whatever, not a burden, we'll say that, I will be an added pressure, let's put it that way, to my
Yeah, it's
children.
scary.
It is very scary because you come really close to your own mortality.
True.
And, I made the joke the other day. I said, if this ever happens to me, smother me and put me in the garden. And just tell everybody that I moved because I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And it brings your own mortality up, and you don't want to be an added pressure. We're not going to say burden, an added
Right.
pressure.
It's really not a burden.
No, it's not a
It
burden.
it's
No.
actually just a part of life that, just
Yeah.
and I've noticed with myself and other people that I know, it always seems to be one child. It's the one that kind of takes the brunt. And it's almost as if that was what you were born to do.
Yeah. I will
I
agree with that.
knew that I was it.
Yeah.
Even though there was three other sisters, they weren't around and they weren't going to
Right.
show up. And I knew, and it never bothered me. It was just like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
well,
No.
this is what I was born for,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
I'm going to be okay, you know. And
We're
I just
all
got
gonna
through
be.
it.
It's like that Jelly Roll song. We're all gonna be okay. We're
No,
all
we're
gonna
gonna
be
be.
okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a struggle for me,
Yeah, it
and
is.
but you know what? It was something that we got through. You go day by day when you get up, and
Oh
even
yeah,
if
hour
the
by
day
hour.
may be crazy,
Hour by hour.
just
Yeah, hour by
stop, take a breath,
yeah.
and think of something silly, and then move on, keep going. Just don't let it beat you up.
And I was thinking today, this is when you bring a new baby home,
Yeah,
and you are lucky if you get a shower. All right, and it will occur to you a week later. I don't think when was the last time I took a shower? You got puke over here, you got spit up over here. And some days now, I'm lucky if I get a shower, we're having a good day.
yeah.
We're having a good day. And once I get everybody's clothes where they got to be, and washing and folding and doing everything, and I think, okay, because my mom's not here right now, so she was here before, but the one that's going to come home, and I thought I'm going to take a shower. Oh, Cassandra, thank you, my love. Taking a shower is just going to have to be a new goal of mine, and if I do that, we're having a good day.
Yeah,
Not forget about ourselves. We're
that's
helping
hard
everybody else.
because
You've
you
got to
end up
take,
losing yourself a lot,
oh,
and then you
yeah,
got
you
to figure out
do.
who you
Oh,
are.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Denise,
easy,
it's so easy. It's so easy.
and you
And
transform into somebody else.
because we're not superheroes, okay? We
No,
want to be, but we're not. And
Oh, I
so
tried.
the taking, I don't if it's a 15, if I want to take a 20-minute shower, okay, I deserve it. I earned it. I need to do it.
and take it.
Or yeah, like today when I left my mom over at rehab, I went to the Goodwill. I sure did. And I got two things half priced.
Well, good for you.
And I'm like, it's a good day.
It's
It's
a
a
good
good day.
day. For me,
Self
it
care
was.
is important, JP. People forget that.
You do
People
forget.
forget it. because it's so easy just to, that's your role. You're the mother, right? And you're the daughter. And it's, you have put your life, not even put your life on, that's not even the right term, but your life is taking care of these people.
It do. My mom, she said that to me about
Yeah.
putting. She said you had to put your life on hold, and
Yeah.
she said,
Well, you know,
well, it was like I told her, it's not putting my life on hold. My life is still going to be there when I get back,
yeah.
or at least I thought it was going to be anyway.
Well,
And then after, what? Because I lost my daughter shortly after my mom, and
oh,
then
oh,
I had a whole new bucket of
yeah.
angry because it was like it was a whole lot of anger there. It was like
You
like
got sucker
to my
punch.
sisters. I was like, why couldn't y'all do a little bit more? I could have been home. I could have been with them a little bit
Yeah.
longer. And then the guilt that got to me for feeling that way.
Yeah, it's a never ending circle.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to lose my daughter, or I'd have probably chained her to me.
Exactly. I know.
I,
I get it. I
but I
get
don't,
it.
what do you do if I would have known? I don't believe I would have abandoned my mother either. I think
No,
I would have tried to work it out.
you got sucker punched,
Yeah,
basically,
and
by
it
life.
was.
By
It was like,
life.
listen, the devil
Yeah,
was trying real hard to get me
yeah,
to
they
take
do.
that
He does.
swing.
He does. You know,
Go
what my
on.
grandma always says, because my grandma just read the Bible about 3 times, right? Probably more than that. She knows it very well. And she will say, when things are like, obviously we have a family, I got 3 aunts, I've got 5 cousins, I've got second cousins, 19th cousin. I don't know where all these people come from. And I forgot what I was gonna say. What the hell was I saying? Oh, my grandmother will, I'll be pissed off. I don't know, something. And she'll go, so I always talk to her about the Bible, right? And she says, let me tell you who knows the Bible better than anyone. And she said, Satan, the devil knows it backwards and forwards.
That's
Don't
true.
worry about that.
Amen. He does.
Yeah, he
He,
does. He knows it better than
that's
anyone.
it. And he knows, you know, years ago, just kind of a little off track, but it's years and years ago, because we had, you just can't imagine. It feels like we got beat. I get beat up all the time. It feels like,
Yeah,
but
I get
this
it.
was years and years ago. We had our home. We'd only been in the home for like 5 years. We'd been here, and I gotta flip you upside down. But I came home for lunch, and my husband and I, we had a list on one of our doors that we prayed over it every day, and it was our goal to be debt free. That was our plan. And we went through the Bible and we pulled all the scriptures, and we prayed over it every day. And you know, I came home early this day, and I see our thing on the door, and it shocked me because so much of it was marked through, which meant we had settled that. That was done. No
Right.
longer on the list. And I was just standing there, and I'm telling you, it felt so strange because I had this, something came over me, and it was like saying to me, if you, if your husband leaves you today, would you still love Jesus? Would you still love Jesus? And in my, this is just a private conversation to me and
Right. You know, yeah.
nobody, but it felt truly like just like a real voice inside of me asking me this. Then the next was, if I take away everything, everything, would you still love Jesus? Would you still be praying? Would you still be doing this? And that was a very easy yes for me.
Of course. Yeah, it
But
is.
then the very next question was, if I take one of your children,
Yeah.
would you still pray to him? Or will you be consumed? Well, I want to tell you something. It was like a year after that, my house burnt down,
Oh,
and we lost everything. It was leveled. We stood outside in the yard and watched it burn, everything that we had worked for, our pictures, the things that you can't
everything.
replace.
Yeah.
And it was all gone. But we still prayed. In fact, that was the only place we knew to go, was to the church that we had a key for. We went up there and we were standing in there all with, smelled like smoke and soot and everything. But it didn't stop us from praying.
Oh no. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
and a few months later our home got rebuilt, and we're in it now.
Right.
And we didn't miss anything. It was like the pictures and things like that can never be replaced. but our home was restored to us.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
and we didn't have to go through paying off one and do it the other. We
Yes.
just felt really blessed that it worked out the way it did for us. And
Now
then,
you mentioned that because my daughters, I don't know if y'all how long y'all been knowing me, but about was it 3 years ago or so, my daughter Kat Kellister, um, she bought this beautiful little house, and my three grandsons lived there, and my other daughter Devin lived in a like a little place in the basement that so Kellister could have help, with she had to work these crazy hours, and it was right after COVID, so yeah, and Callister kept talking about, oh God, I hate my kitchen. I hate my kitchen. I don't need something with this kitchen. And I got a phone call from Devin. And okay, this is, talk about you praying. But my grandsons had always been they were learning at home. And it had just switched back to them actually going to school. My daughter Devin called me and said, they are upstairs. I can't get them. The house is on fire.
oh Lord,
I know, right?
yeah.
So I fly. I don't know how I made it over there. I don't remember the drive. Okay. I pulled up and I thought my grandsons were in there. Devin
Yeah.
had burnt the bottom of her feet and she had breathed in so much cyanide because that's what happens when plastic burns.
Mm.
What she meant was the cats. The three cats were upstairs. And when I pulled up on that site, I can remember, the fire trucks, the smoke, the smell. I know what you mean
Yeah,
by
that
smell.
smell.
And I thought I'm getting ready to walk into my biggest nightmare. My grandchildren.
Yeah,
And if Devin had made it in there, because Devin wasn't really sure, I mean, she just wasn't, she was in shock. And I thought she could have lost her life. And the captain even told her, if that's heat had not hit you
hmm,
and you'd have gotten up in that hallway because it's split level, and the kitchen is the one that burned down, you would not have made it back out.
yeah. It
And
was
so I got blessed that day. It was the worst day of our life, almost. But then you start realizing you got these little blessings,
just
and
yeah. You didn't lose
you
anybody.
didn't lose anybody. And you
We
know what?
lost.
We were standing there watching it burn, and I said,
We did
"Well,"
too.
I said, "You wanted to do your kitchen over anyway." And we just had to laugh about it. I mean, at that point, what do you,
Well, yeah, that was
know,
like us the day our house when it was burning. We were at Home Depot buying my son a pressure washer, and we drove his truck that day instead of ours because
oh,
that's just was the fun thing to do because he, to get even with him, it puts wear and tear on
yeah.
his truck
Like,
instead of
shut up.
ours. So we're at Home Depot, and while they're doing the pressure washer thing, I was over there lusting after these Maytag washer and dryer. I was like, oh, wouldn't that be nice to have? So I'm over there thinking, I sure would like these. We get home and the house is on fire. I
Yeah.
get this guilty feeling about the damn washer and dryer that I was,
Look.
here I am at Home Depot flirting with the washer and dryer, and
Just,
mine is going up in smokes. That I know that feeling of thinking somebody's in the house. When
yeah. I
we
mean,
we came up the road, and there was this policeman there, and he said, I can't let you go down there. There's a house on fire, and we're not sure if anyone's in it. And I'm looking, and I see the flames shooting out of my house. About ran the poor guy over.
yeah.
I get down here, and I've had it in. We didn't have any. We don't have what do you call it, fire hydrants in here.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
do live on the water, but we didn't have what you'd need to have is a dry hydrant for them to pull water out of the river to put the fire out of the house. So they had to keep going out of our area to the nearest hydrant to get water to come back to put it on the house. What I'm saying is there was no saving anything.
Yeah. No. The same over
Nobody was
here.
coming in here either.
Yeah.
And I was coming in the house because I thought my son was here. And this
It's a
fireman, he
scary
just,
feeling.
oh, it was awful. And he just kind of pushed me back. He's like, nobody's in there. I promise you, no one's there. My son pulled up, so I knew he was safe. And it was just terrifying. And then we're
It
standing
is.
out the next day, and my husband, he looks at me and he looks at all of, we're all looking at each other. And he said, you know what? If I would have known I was getting the last shirt I was ever going to get out of that closet.
Right. Oh,
He
that's
said,
funny.
he said, I think I would have picked a better shirt. And I'm like, I
So
understand.
you always got to be ready to go. Either you got to be ready to go home. You got to be ready. Life is just not going to sit around and go, you know what, I'm going to give you easy. No, I like you. I'm going to give you an easy day,
Yeah, I
an
don't
easy
think that
month, an easy
happens.
year, an easy decade. It doesn't happen that way.
It
It
never
doesn't happen.
happens. It's just one thing after another,
Yeah.
and you just got to think, okay, I can get through this day. I'll just sit here and stare at that spot on the wall for a few minutes.
And yeah.
And
And you be thankful for that spot. I
yeah,
mean, honestly, I can remember just thinking, all right, just get me through today.
Oh, do you hear me?
And I got through the day. And then I said, okay, just do one more day. And they all started adding up, right? I mean, it's just, all right. So now you've been, it didn't kill me. Sometimes the only good thing you can pick out of a situation was, well, that didn't kill me. That didn't break me.
yeah.
That's
And
all.
then you just always for me, it was like the house. Um,
Yeah.
it was always something, and I always, at the end there, it's like I'd be just upset and be praying. It's like, why am I still here? I mean, why? What else do I need to do? What else do I need to learn?
Yeah.
What am I missing?
Well, my grandmother is always, she's just 103, doesn't give a shit. She's like, I just don't understand why he does not take me. I want to go home. I do not want to be anymore. I love you all so much, but I'm sick of you. I just want to go home. And so,
It's not
at
time
some
yet.
point, I believe she might pass away, but I'm not sure about that. I've
I
heard
just,
it all my life. I just want to go home. I love you all, but you get on my nerves. I just want to go home. And
I,
every day, it's like I'll call her, go, hey, grandma. She goes, yeah, I'm still here.
it sounds like I'm like that, and I'm not quite. I'll
I'm,
be like, my son will call, and he's always got something smart to say, and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm here, Anna. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I ain't
I,
fun.
I got up today. I'm doing good. I
Like,
just God love him. He's the only kid I got that can you know just kind of put me in check. He's he's a
Curtis,
sweet
I
kid.
love y'all. I love all y'all so much. I really do. When I say I love you, I'm not just saying it. I just I love that we can slowly go through this. We've all had something that we can contribute to this conversation, whether it be, something as light as a funny, a little joke. I don't know. I mean, we're I wouldn't take anything for any of y'all, really, because you trust me to talk about this, and you want to share, and that's what we are humans on Earth. That's what we're supposed to help each other, and you know, nobody's wrong. Nobody's
No,
opinion is wrong. Everything that you feel is legitimate. That's grief. That's anything.
it's your
Everything that
feelings.
you feel.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's absolutely. You think nobody's going to know or somebody's going to think you're awful. Nope. That is your opinion at that moment. At that moment. It's not always going to be your opinion. Probably. I don't know. Maybe. But, just having somebody say, you know what? I felt like that too. I
yeah,
felt like that too. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm not such a basket case.
Well,
yeah.
I
You know,
think it's also living day by day, and sometimes you have to live minute by minute because
exactly.
sometimes
That's
you can
that's
go a
what
whole
it is.
day and everything be okay,
Yeah.
and then there's days where in the past it hasn't happened to me in a while, but something will just trigger it. And sometimes you live 5 minutes to 5 minutes,
Yeah.
a minute by minute, and
That's true.
enjoy. And I see Michigan ladies' response here. You just kind of try to enjoy those times because I know my dad didn't know who I was before he passed, so I can
Yes,
understand and,
yes.
and relate to that. And you just try to enjoy minute by minute. And you
Mhm.
got to remember they're not the same as what they are, but they still, like I said before, they want to be
Yeah.
treated
Exactly.
like that. And Kathy, hearing your daughter sounds a lot like my son, who is very religious. I brought him up that way. We've prayed about things. That's how I've gotten through everything I've ever gotten through in life is prayer. And I've told Shannon this before, and I'll share this here. We've had incidents where I thought I was going to lose my child. I mean, from his seizures, or a surgery. And, one of the things he said to me is, Mom, if God takes me, I don't want you coming behind. My brothers and sisters still need you here. And so don't come with me. Just stay here for them. And Mom, don't feel like you didn't do enough. You did
Oh,
enough, because I'm always going to, that's my biggest fears. Did I
yeah,
do enough?
it's
Did
mis-
I make the right decisions? Because
yeah,
I'm going to feel guilty if something happens. Could I have said something? Could I have done something? No matter who it is that's passed, I
yeah.
feel that way.
I did
And
that.
that guilt will eat at you.
Yes, it does. I
And the
still,
devil loves that stuff.
yeah, I'll still go there sometimes. I think I'll go back to the day that it all started with my daughter. When she was here with me, we were just piddling around and just having a good day. Well, she told me, she said, Mom, I got a headache. Do you care if I go lay down? Because she had two little boys, and I was like, no, go ahead and lay down. Take a little nap. Maybe your the headache will go away. And then the next thing I knew, she is in the floor and she wasn't breathing. My husband came in and he started CPR on her.
Yeah.
And when the rescue got here, and they told me they could feel, they had a heartbeat. It was faint. And they got her to the closest hospital and they intubated her. And then we were sent to another hospital, a bigger hospital. But during all that, I felt like I was in a dream and that we were going to wake up from it. And
Because this is
then,
not supposed to happen.
yeah, it's not going to, it happens to other people. I've read about them,
Mhm.
and I didn't understand it. And the day that it was, the 14th day she was in there, when she took her last breath, I was holding her
Yeah.
and I felt her leave and I couldn't let go of her.
No. Yeah.
And then when I finally, my husband is trying to get me to go and walk out in the hospital. I'm going to tell you, I did not
Yeah.
want to. And if it had not have been for that little bit of faith that I had,
Mhm.
I know that I was picked up and carried out of
Oh,
there
yeah.
because
Oh,
I was going back and I just could not leave because I knew if I walk out them doors, I'm
it's
never going
over.
to, it's
Yeah,
over.
over.
I, I got to go back in there. But if
There's
it
some
was for that
when
little bit of prayer,
when and I know everybody here has lost somebody. And it is the point where, okay, you go, they pass away. And then you have the chaotic of what happens from then to this. All right. So you're planning a funeral, you're picking the clothes out that they're gonna who stop. You're picking the clothes out and what's gonna go in there, right? And then everybody's there and they're bringing you food and they're, "Yeah, I'm so sorry," you're getting cards in the mail. And then it's the funeral and then it's over. It's over.
and
Everybody goes back to their normal life.
but you,
And you're sitting there like, where the fuck did y'all go? I'm still
yeah,
not, I'm not all right.
yeah,
And then there's like leaving, oh God, leaving the hospital.
that,
And she was gone. And people were like, it's maybe four, maybe 5 in the morning. I really don't know. And people were like going to McDonald's, getting them. And I remember thinking, what the hell are you people doing? The
yes,
earth just stopped. Did y'all
stop,
not feel
yeah,
that? The earth just fucking stopped.
I'm
There's
with
nothing.
you.
Yeah,
How dare
the
them go to
land under my
McDonald's?
feet is not there anymore. That you can't trust anything on this earth. The ground is not there. The sky is gonna fall, and
Yeah.
you people are getting egg McMuffins. You know,
How can you be
and
hungry?
it's oh yeah, no, yeah, but it no, the whole world just stopped turning. Were you not paying attention? You get so angry.
I did.
And then I
Uh,
mean,
for me, it was, I was thinking that way when we left the hospital. And
yeah,
when I got home, I realized this for me, her two sons. When I
yeah,
pulled in the driveway, I knew I've got to go in there and I've got to tell them boys
right.
their mama's gone.
Yeah.
And at that, it was like for that moment, I sucked it all up. And that's when like I said, I wish I would have let them feel what I should have let them cry with me.
Yeah,
Instead,
well, you
yeah,
know,
I here I was. I thought I can't let these boys see me
yeah,
weak, because if they see me weak, then they're going to be worried.
exactly.
Yeah, because I'm their only thing they have left now,
Yeah,
and I can't be weak. And for years, I was still trying to be strong until,
until you
and
didn't have to anymore, but you're always
yeah,
gonna have to. I
you
mean,
still have to.
yeah, you still have to. Those are not gonna
But I'm
change
gonna
it.
tell you, the breakdown years later that I had in the kitchen when everybody was gone,
Yeah,
I think it wasn't good to hold all that in.
but it's so hard to let it out.
Yeah, it's very
It's so
hard.
hard. I mean, it literally, I can remember thinking, if I go into this guttural scream that I want to do, I'm pretty sure, I thought my spine will collapse. I wanted to scream just, and I heard apparently I did. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's all you can do. You cannot stop anything. Nothing's going to stop for you. The
I
world's
know.
going to keep turning. And then, like I said, when people get when that you get that funeral, and then it is over. It is
Yeah.
over.
And
Everybody
it
goes back,
and
and
for
you're left.
you, you're thinking this is the last thing I will ever do
Oh
for my
yeah,
daughter or for my mother. I
yeah,
thought it in both situations. This is my final gift to them, was
yeah,
I'm sending them away, and I just wanted to make sure it was the best that I could do.
yeah. Exactly.
The very
Well, I
best that
think
I
a
could
lot
do.
and I think a lot of times people don't know what to say, because 'cause I've
They
even
really
been in
don't.
that position.
That's why I've
I've
told
been
people.
where I don't know what to say all the
Yeah,
time when somebody loses somebody, and I've had people say things to me that I was like, "Ugh," when
yeah.
I've
You
lost somebody,
crazy?
like, and
Yeah,
that's not what you wanna hear at the time, and you're right, a lot of times, unfortunately, that's why it's important that, you have that support system so
yeah.
that when you do, you know, you've got somebody there,
I'm not
whether it's a good
okay.
friend, a spouse,
Yeah.
sometimes even your other children, um, are there. But some of us, like me, I'm very stubborn and I like to do things my way and myself, and I don't like to. It took me a long time to let myself, just take a break and go for a walk,
Oh yeah.
and leave
Because
the
time is
house
precious.
and just kind of clear my head,
Yeah. You think time is
from
precious,
everything.
and you can't. I don't know, man. It's a never-ending circle, isn't it?
It
I
is
mean,
that,
honestly,
you
it's a
know,
But
never-ending
you'll
circle.
never get over some of the
Oh, no, no,
stuff,
no.
but some of the stuff you can learn, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
times, for me, it has been that the things that I've gone through, I think have made me a stronger and better person to
Oh,
be
yeah.
able to help others. I've been able to take what I've been through with situations, whether it's been my brother, my mother, my father, um, Andrew, and see somebody else going through it and go, "Oh, wait a minute, I've been through this. How would I want to be treated?" And
Yeah.
then be there to help them with the same path that I've already walked. So it's almost like God put it for me to walk already so that
Right.
I could help somebody else in that long run. And whether they do it, they don't have to do it the same way as I
No,
did because they have their own path. And
exactly.
there's no set time for when you're going to get over something. Everybody is
Yeah.
different. That's why I say you could sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's 10 minutes that you need. It's every day is different and it's
It is.
okay.
Yeah. That's so
because
true.
I
It
went
is.
through. I think I became angry. It's like it would not. In fact, I would warn people, don't push me. Just don't push
Yeah.
me today, because
Yeah.
there's this empty place in my heart, and right now I could feel it so easily with anger, and I could really
Yeah.
hurt you. So just back up, move on, because I don't want that place that was hers that to be filled with any kind of hatred or anger. But I'm gonna tell you something. Some days I couldn't help it, but
No.
I could. I built a garden for my daughter, and I designed a big butterfly in the center because she loved butterflies. And then I just worked this area, and I put the wind chimes out in the tree, and it's just, I worked on it for like 3 years straight every day. And it was just my little sanctuary. I could go sit out there and I could talk to her, and
Right.
I could just feel peace. I felt so much peace sitting out in my front yard
Mhm.
and my garden for her.
Right.
Well, one day, listen, this lady, neighbor, around here we don't talk to people. We just kind of mind our own business. But here she come in her golf cart. She gets to my house and she stopped. She said, "Oh," she said, "the garden's beautiful." And she said, "I know, your daughter." She said, "Oh, let me ask you something. Did you bury her in there?" And
Huh?
yes, she said, "Did you bury her in the front yard in the garden?" And I'm gonna tell you something. Just I looked at her and I
Where the
said,
fuck you live,
"Well,"
Cassie? That's even a question.
yes, that's what she asked me. All the neighbors were wondering. And
Yeah.
I said, "No, actually, she's not out here." I said, "I'll tell you where she is. She's in the living room right now." She's in the
You're watching
living room. In
Oprah.
fact, you can go on in if you want to and say hi to her.
Oh, people say the dumbest shit.
Stupidest thing. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. My neighbors ain't never bothered me again.
Here's what I know about losing people and things that you want to hear. I'm so sorry is the best thing you can say. Don't think you can say. This I remember. Uh, she's in a better place.
I don't, yeah,
And I've said, fuck that place. I want her here with me.
yeah.
I want her here in the same shitty place she was.
Yes,
So,
and
no,
and the one that got me the most was, well, you do have other children.
that's another one.
Like I could interchange them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me
Like
just switch them
Legos.
off. Yeah, not like, that would be the one that would set me off the most because,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I know you have children and each and every one of them is different people.
Absolutely different. I don't know where they are. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
they're all different. So no, I
Yeah.
can't just replace her with one of the others that I currently have left over.
Well, too,
It
it's like,
doesn't work that
okay,
way.
you have this huge hole, right? And sometimes it feels so horrible because it's go. And when you say a hole, you have your children, right? And all of your children, grandchildren and whatnot. But you get this gaping hole in it, and you're thinking to yourself, "This is never going to be able to close. This is going to implode on everyone."
You're
And
unbalanced.
yeah, exactly. And then you got to be strong over here, strong for the grandchildren, strong for the daddy, for their
Yeah.
brothers, sisters, for their best friends. And then it just comes a point where you just say, listen, I need to throw shit around this house. I need to get out in the yard and kick everything that I can. I will talk to y'all later. And take that time. Like with this my mom thing, I have to walk away from her at least once a day when she was, because she's so frustrated, right? And then I get frustrated and I have to walk outside because if not, they're going to call the SWAT team on me, And
I
that's
can
fine. I would
understand.
like to go to jail, please. Thank you. I would love to get a little rest. And it's okay to do that. And I'll even tell, like, I've started to tell my Mom, I'm getting really frustrated and I'm going to walk outside. All right. And I'll be back in a minute. Or, Mom, you're getting really frustrated. Do you want to go outside? And and we all just need to give each other space, right? I
Yeah,
mean, and it is really hard to do. It's hard to do
it
sometimes.
is hard to do.
It's
I,
very damn
I
hard.
was really, really lucky with my mom, because her and I had a really good relationship. She
Yeah.
was we had a fun relationship that she didn't have with my sisters, probably because I had no shame. And
Hey, there's
she
something to
never
be
knew.
said.
Yeah, I was always just going to add something.
Yeah.
But I would just, when she would get upset with the nurses at the hospital, and I'd be like, okay, then, Mom, what's it going to be? Do you want me to go in there and tell them that you need to be sedated? Like right now, you want to?
Yeah.
She'd, she'd be like, no, I don't want you to say that. I was like,
Then I would
quit.
say that I'm going to go get sedated
Yes,
because
I
one of
need to
us is
get
going to have,
sedated.
yeah.
One of us is going to get knocked out here.
Something like that. Somebody needs to take a nap. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be me. I
And then
get
my
that.
mom she'd
It
come
is
back at
someone.
me. Just go down to go get you a donut. Just go
Mhm.
get you a donut, and I'd go get it. Because I lived off of donuts back then.
Don't we all?
Just go get you a donut. I'd be like, I will,
Also,
and
I
thank
just
you.
think it's important for us because somebody, I don't know, let's see, hold on, I know who said it up here. It's that you do need, everybody here needs validation. Everybody here, and that's going to be here, and that's good. We all need to be validated that you are okay, you are right, you're not wrong. We're all missing a bit. It
And you're
needs
not
to be
crazy.
validated, you know,
Yeah,
and it's important.
it is important, and just anyone, I'm always home. Just get in touch with me, and I will either walk you through it, or
Yes,
you and I can be jumping over the mountain together.
there you
We could,
go. Because I
we could,
remember, what does my grandmother say? My grandmother says to say, she, she's so wise, but 103 years. She will look at, she's got, like I said, she got five of us grandchildren. I'm the only granddaughter. And she will say, you have, if when something is really bad, but not as bad as the worst thing, but, you having a bad spell, all right? She'll say, now you're going to get over that mountain either one way or the other. You're going to walk over it or through it. You choose. I used to think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
it's
But
not.
it's true. You can either
Yeah,
walk over it or you can go through it.
right. And that's something I learned very
Yeah.
young. My mother, the life my mother had as a child was horrendous. And the one thing that I always took from her was, instead of being a victim, she became victorious.
Yeah, you are.
And she walked in that victory. And the things that were done to her, she didn't allow them to keep coming back to her.
See,
And it,
that goes hand in hand with Lightning Viper, aka Angelo. Angelo had a absolute horrible childhood. And um he will tell you about it, and it has made him stronger as a person. There are decisions that you get to make. Uh, I'm gonna let this change me forever. Not, I'm talking about bad stuff.
yeah,
And then no, I can't do that. I can take this out on everybody, and this is for everybody too. I can take what I'm feeling right now out on everybody. Well, that's not gonna work either, okay? Because it's not gonna work. So you have to find this footing, right? That gets you where you need to be. As my grandma says, over the mountain or through it, you choose. But you got to get over it. It's got to be done.
yeah, that's true too. You really, I think, I may have I took that to heart. And, something I had to learn,
Yeah.
just that really I didn't want to learn, was my,
No, you
my,
don't want to know your parent ever
no,
was ever.
my youngest daughter, she went out on a date, and the guy ended up kidnapping her, and he held her she was there for the whole weekend in the woods,
Oh
and
my,
he was going to kill her.
yeah,
And it was like the second day, that night, she was able to get away from him, and she ran in somebody's backyard, and they got her. They called the sheriff's department. They were able to arrest him. And for me, but dealing with that with her was,
yeah,
I know I didn't do it right, because I thought, my thing is, you got to just come on now. You got to basically suck it up.
yeah.
We're going to get through this. You're not going to be beat down no more. But she needed more help.
Of course, yeah,
She needed help that I didn't quite understand, because she's not me. And,
right,
just as I'm not my mother. So, I had to really catch that. I had to learn hard that, sometimes we need a little bit more
yeah. Then
than
yeah,
sucking it up, and, come on, Buttercup, just get on up,
yeah.
because
You need something else to like besides your parent or what something you. This is she had to walk this journey herself.
yeah,
Bless her heart, she was able to.
she
But
is, and she's
yeah,
doing now. She is remarkable. And I'm gonna say, then the sad, well, I don't think it wasn't sad for me, but the guy that had done this to her, he was sentenced. He was in prison, and he was in there for 2 years. And my daughter got a call, and anytime they move someone, they'll call. It's a protection plan for the victim, to let them
yeah,
know. Well, she would get a call, and he had been moved to Augusta, to the hospital there, where that's where the prisoners would go if they have a medical condition. Well, he
right.
was he was dying. And then, I didn't really
Good.
think, but I didn't think anything about it,
Yeah.
But then it was probably 2 weeks after that. My daughter she was gone to Six Flags with her kids, and she called me and she said, "Mom, they just called me, and he died." And she was just so quiet, and just like he died. Like
Yeah.
there's
And
no
it doesn't change a
finality.
thing. It doesn't change a thing.
It was, yeah. And
Yeah.
when I hung up the phone with her, I hate to say it, but I was on my
Obviously, good.
knees, and
Yeah.
I was just I cried because my daughter did never have to go through that with him again. He was never going to hurt my little girl again,
Nope.
and he was away from the world and never hurt no one else. But then, as a mother who had just lost my daughter, my oldest daughter,
Yeah.
I thought I cried for his mother because
Yeah.
even though he was a dirt to me, and I cried for her because I knew it hurt. I knew that pain, and but I'm gonna tell you, I struggled with that pull from like good and evil. It's like I was so thankful he
Oh
was
yeah.
dead that my girl would be okay.
There is a point when something incredibly hard, especially with your children, happens. And it did with my oldest daughter. And I remember her boyfriend's mother called me. Oh, I love you, Nancy. Yeah, like the I ran into his mother I mean, I just don't want to get into it, but I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I said, you want to know something, honey? I would rather be me and have to put up and take whatever the hell we're going through than be you and know that my kid caused it. Trust
Yeah,
and believe that. I would rather be me.
and I,
And, I mean, I was angry when I said it, but I remember thinking, no, I'm not, I would rather be me and her. Wouldn't want to
yeah,
be nothing in the world. And
we
that's
had
something you said. I
it.
can't imagine. Yeah, Kendra, look.
Life does send us in all different kind of loops, and there's some days I think, my goodness, I must be cursed,
Yeah.
because
No,
it feels just sometimes it feels like a nightmare. But
yeah.
being online actually showed me that I was not by myself. Thanks,
And that's
I
the
mean, to
best thing
you.
ever.
And then some of the stories that I've heard, and they just tear my heart. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm not cursed. Maybe this is just the way it is. We all,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things out there that just tear me up. And I wonder sometimes, do they feel alone? How alone do
Right.
they feel? And,
No, yeah.
it makes you want to just, I don't know. I've just heard some stories online from people that would leave comments to me, and most of them would make me sit down and think and be thankful for what I did have and how I got through it. Just to be able to walk out of the hospital without ripping somebody's face
Yeah.
off, or, just knowing where my daughter was going.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I was probably more blessed than most because I did know.
Yeah. And you got to participate. I know that sounds horrible, but it's you were able to be that's a blessing, and that's a horrible
Exactly.
thing. But
It
you were blessed with being able to sit there for
is
14
right.
days and see her right out of this earth just like you saw her in. Honestly,
Exactly.
that's the biggest thing ever.
And I had to, I thought that was so important to me, and I
Yeah,
was there. Whereas, like, I had my son that day, the day that she left us, which was April the 6th. He was trying to get to the hospital. He was working, out of town, and he was trying to get to us because I'd called and told him that they had told us it wouldn't be long.
right,
And he was trying so hard, and he got caught in a traffic jam, and he didn't make it. And then later I thought, and I told him, it just tore him up because he wasn't there,
right.
when his sister left. But then I realized, not everybody is supposed to be there.
That's what I was gonna say. He wasn't supposed to be
He
there.
wasn't supposed to be. Because now looking back at him and some of the struggles he's had, I see where if he would have been there, I could have lost him too,
Exactly.
because it was more than he could have probably bared.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I was where I was supposed to be,
And
and
he needs to know he wasn't supposed to be there.
he
She
wasn't
doesn't want him
supposed
there.
to be there.
Yeah,
He was supposed to be right where he was at,
exactly.
and and it was for his well-being that he
Right.
wasn't there. I learned, I had somebody tell me who had lost their child. She said, "But you were with her. What a blessing. I wasn't with my son, when he passed."
Exactly.
And I was like,
It is a blessing.
it was a blessing for me,
Yeah.
but maybe there's a reason why you
Yeah.
weren't there.
Yeah.
There's a reason. Maybe it's God's way of protecting you.
Yeah, you can second guess every single thing in this world
Yeah.
that happened, good and bad. Some people
Oh,
don't think they deserve good things. So, nobody deserves bad things. And there's something about just something about leaving it all. I'm not even leaving it all. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It is sometimes God knows best. Okay, He knows you better than anybody, and He
yeah.
knows this is not. So you will not get there on time because you don't need to be there on
You,
time.
sh- yeah,
You know,
he
I'm
knows
going to
the
make sure that
road.
you're strong enough that you stay there for this whole time, and it's got all these working parts, right? That you don't really, you don't
We
really know what's going on
and
afterwards.
we're
You
really
think,
not meant to. We're not meant to
right?
know. We're never going to know, and we don't know
No,
what the road leads. It's just, I know you don't know where that road's going to lead you, but I
never.
know one thing: when you get to walking down it, if
Well,
if your soul tells you take a left, and you just think about it for a minute and decide to
yeah,
go right, you're going to end up having to turn around and go right back to that
yeah,
stop sign and
yeah.
make that left because you didn't listen. You
Then
know,
there's that old saying. It's not old, but you know, uh, God knows you can take it. And I remember somebody saying, "Yeah, I wish you didn't have so much. I wish you didn't have so much. Uh, shit. What about it? Forgot what I was gonna say. I wish you didn't have so much faith in me that I can take it. I can't take it. It needs to stop right now. We're having
yeah,
my best friend and nephew done. So we are all so lucky, I think, to have this going on right now. I know we've jetted off into different things, but that just proves that we all need to be here. We all need to
but
be here and talk about it because we can just share with this. Everything happens the way it happens. We
and
can't change it.
now we can't, and all we can do is just keep going,
Yeah,
and just
hold
try to
on.
look at something that lifts your heart a little bit,
Yeah,
especially when you're with somebody, you're caregiving for your mothers.
ex-
It's really hard because you are used to them being the strength and you're the child, and then all of a sudden you're the strength and they're the child,
it's
and
so
then it's hard. You have to just sometimes walk out the door, like you said you did.
regroup.
I got to, I need to take a little break here and get myself together, and just know that, it felt like time stood still for me when I was down there with my mom, and
It does stand still.
yeah, it just seemed like it was forever. But at the
Exactly.
end of
Scarface
it,
said it brought you to God. It sure did. It
it did.
sure did.
Yeah, when
Everything.
getting down to that last day, and as when I was walking out of the hospital, it was it was heavy, but it was light. It was heavy but light. It was like I knew that I had done what I could do,
Yeah, your
and
job's done.
I felt like I was okay. I was at peace with my relationship with my mother. But
Right.
let me tell you, there was days where I not really get upset with her, but I was upset with myself because I was withholding the truth from her. I
Well,
didn't
she
let. I
didn't
didn't.
want it though.
She didn't want her. She would have known it,
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't. I didn't want her to feel an ounce of being scared or sad, or
Yeah.
I wanted her to leave here, with some
Strong.
peace and good.
Strong. Yeah.
Strong. I wanted her to continue to be that
Yeah.
strong lady, and by that, it made me stronger because I had to be strong enough to insist to her that she was strong enough to get through it.
Exactly.
And for me,
Exactly.
it was taking a walk. I'd walk out. She lived right, like a block from the ocean, so I'd walk down to the beach, and which happened to be where I grew up, and that's how I found my sanity because
Oh yeah.
that's where I went when I thought, I can't do this, and I just want to. I don't know. I wanted to get angry, and
It's
I wanted to
yeah.
run away. Oh, I wanted to run. If if I would have had a
And then
fast car, I think I might have been.
no, yeah.
But I
Yeah,
was in
I get
Malibu.
that. I get that. I get that. And we're not even, deep into this yet with my mom. There's gonna be a lot of bad days and worse days and hopefully more better days than I remember with my grandma went again with my grandmother. I was so upset about something happened. I said, "Why not? Just why me?" And she would go, "Oh, why not you?" Like that.
That's so funny. I like that. That's
I'm like, "Excuse me." She said, "Why not you? Why not?
what
Get
makes you
over
so
yourself."
special. Yeah.
And I was like, "Grandma," she's nah. Sometimes people, kids need to hear this shit. What? Why not you?
But she's got a point.
Um, and I thought, okay, thank you, Grandma. I'm sorry,
Thanks
but
for the
she was
pep talk.
right. I mean, why not me?
Why
I,
not me?
I
Yeah.
ain't no, I'm not more special than anybody else. Shit happens to every day to
It's,
people.
yep, you're right.
So
That's what a
she just,
statement. That's perfect. I mean, I sure wish she'd have been around me telling me, well, why not you, dummy?
I remember the way she said it. She was so, this woman back then wise as hell. And I say this, well, why not you? And I thought, thank you, Grandma, for bringing me down to the ground so I can
Now,
now remember that I am no one special.
you're definitely right. Why not me? I'm just,
Yeah, why not me?
why
Exactly.
not? I mean, I forgot that.
The squirrel is, yeah, Satan doesn't work, man. He works so hard. And you know what? It is sometimes, this is probably going to go, no, I'm not going to say this properly. Sometimes he'll get in your ear, right? He'll get in your
Oh,
ear
yeah,
and say, you can't do this. You can't do this.
you're
You're
weak.
not strong enough to do this. And he's not going to help you. Watch what I tell you. And
Yeah.
if you listen to it long enough, my grandmother also says, God whispers and then he yells. Listen to the whisper because you don't want to hear the yell. All right. And so
Your
that is very
grandma's
true as
amazing.
well. Oh, I mean, look, she's amazing.
She sounds amazing.
And I'm so lucky, but she is the wisest woman I've ever met. And obviously, uh, I'm not just saying that she really is. Just will put you down, not put you, will set you down back to earth, right? Where sometimes we need to be. And then she will lift you up if that's what you need. I hope I'm that strong and good. I try to be. I mean, I'll never be probably as
Oh, you don't shortchange it. You've been in training. Your
I,
grandma's had you in
exactly.
training.
So we call her the queen, right? And then my aunts are like the princess. And I had a counselor therapist. They said, "Well, what does that make you?" And I said, "I'm the lady in waiting. I'm just
I
waiting."
guess,
You know,
that's after my mom passed, her siblings, the ones that were still alive, were coming to me for
right?
for their problems, and I was
Listen,
I was looking at them like, why are you here?
uh,
What do you do? Well, you the strong one. You're the one.
not by choice.
And I'm like, well, I know I don't know what to tell you.
Not by choice. I can tell you that right now. That's like every day that I'm supposed to be a grown up from now on. I'm like, I don't want to be a grown up.
Not
I don't
today.
want to.
I don't
That's
want to
not
be
what I want
grown.
to do. I just want to not be a grown up today. You don't get that, obviously you don't get that choice. I know some days maybe you do, but
Well,
with my mom, it's like I don't want to be strong today, and I don't want to be right, and I don't want to be wrong, and I don't want to fight, and I don't want to come over there, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to that. But that, you get over it because you got to do it. It's all right. It's gonna
you
happen.
just
Yeah.
you don't want to get mad today and rip somebody's head off.
I have kicked the gutter, the downspout.
Yeah.
I've kicked them off my house. I've been here over 20 years, right?
Mm,
25 years, maybe. Yeah. And I have replaced gutters on this house
that's a job.
because there's something about that sound. There's something about the crashing of it. I have kicked a gas can across the yard. I have kicked a lawnmower. I mean, I am not wrapped too tight.
Me
Okay.
neither.
Yeah. And I thought my neighbors, y'all saw my parodies. They
Yeah.
put up with me doing this stupid shit up and down the road, but it's when I'm kicking the gutters off the house, they're like, here she goes again. Here she goes. Because it's
Well, it's like me in the garden. My neighbors are scared to death. they're scared to say anything to me,
Yeah,
especially after I got the one.
it's all
That
right.
one was the good domino. She just fell back on all the others.
Good
So
night,
nobody
Nancy. Thank you for coming
tell
up.
her thank you. And I like what she said.
She's so
She,
amazing.
she's a pretty
Her
inspirational.
Angela, you say what you want. People think they have these opinions of Angelo, and Angelo did used to be an asshole. Don't get me wrong, but he is probably one of the best friends that I have right now. Him and Nancy. Um,
Yeah,
he knows what to say. He knows when to text me something that says, I'll read you the last one. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you what this is what these little things and like I think you need them, so I need your number so we can text each other. And let me see the last text here. Let's see.
I've sent you my number through
If
your
you did it into my, I have to look at my email. I am the world's worst person at the. All right, so let me say. Let me tell you the last thing he. All right, so after I did the parody the other day, um, he sent me money, and I cannot. I mean, we never do that. And I said, "What the hell did you do? I didn't have to. You didn't have to do that." And he said, "You deserve to be rewarded for content, not the stupid shit I do. Love you."
Oh, how sweet.
And just just he him and Nancy with these little that I need so much right at that point.
They're uplifting for you.
Yeah, just think, you
Yeah.
know what? Okay, I'll make it through. Again, another bad day. We'll just let's just try to make it a bad afternoon. You better say. I don't want Angelo wants anybody to know that he's a really, really great guy, but he really is. And yeah,
His
so
secret's
there's,
safe.
I will be that for Kathy, and we can be that for y'all, and everybody just hang in
Well,
there together.
whatever. I just, you've helped me tremendously, and you've helped me face a few things that you don't even know. You have no idea how many times I would be in your just listening and just come out of it a little better than I did when I sat down.
That's amazing. I
You know,
appreciate
I know I told my husband, I said, she's going to think I'm stalking her.
I love stalkers. Are you kidding me? You're
I said,
only as popular as your stalkers.
I'm
That's
like, I just got to know how she's done this. How does she do this? How does she come and just be the whole woman, the whole person again?
yeah,
What,
it's hard. It's
yeah,
hard.
because I'm like, I'm not quite there. I'm not quite there.
Because you gather in so many little pieces of you that you see, you notice now, right? And so you're not all the way, but you see a piece, you see a piece. It's like I wish I could explain it. It's so hard to explain because I wish I could explain. I can't. I can't explain it. You will be whole, and then you're gonna be hit with something else. Worry not. You will be hit with something else.
Ain't that the truth? It
I
is.
never check my emails. I
But
got
but you, that,
You know what? I'll check them today. All right, I'll check them tonight.
but is
I'm,
somebody
I'm
telling
the
you check
world's
your
worst.
emails?
I'm
Yeah,
the very world's worst. I don't. It doesn't even occur to me that I haven't had an email. I don't know why. And then you could ask Angelo and Nancy. They'll call me. I don't know what my damn phone is.
well,
I'll think it's not something I keep on me, all
that's
the
the way
time.
I am too.
And my ringtone is a theme song for one of my very favorite British comedies, Are You Being Served? And so I'll hear I'll hear it and I'll think, no, I had that somewhere. And then I'll run it, I'll find it an hour or so later. See, I know there's text messages. I'm the world's worst. I wish I could tell you why. I don't know. It's a mental disability that I have.
But I always tell anybody, I was like, you got to text me first. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm about to call you. Because then I'll be, I'll see the phone and I'll know, okay, I can answer that. Or I'll take the phone with me.
yeah,
But
yeah.
normally I'm really terrible. I'll go, I'm not a teenager. I don't have it hanging on me all the time.
I don't either. See, I don't either.
Yeah.
And people, my kids, like I tried to call you 7 times. I'm sorry, this phone was not up my ass. I'm sorry, I did not know.
Yeah, that's
Asses.
my grandkids will do that. Grandma, do you ever answer your phone? Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I just did.
yeah,
We,
exactly.
I just
No,
answered
I
it.
know it's you. No, I
And
don't.
he goes, well, I called you 50 times. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
it's just not attached to me. I
no,
love you.
I hate it.
I get it when I see it and hear it, but yeah, you
For
have to give me
years,
a text first, a warning.
for years and years and years, my husband said, "You have got to get a cell phone." And I said, "No, I do not." Because when I am out, I do not want to be fooled with. I don't want to talk on the phone. I listened to a woman one time at Kroger explain her entire pap smear slash gyno appointment. Okay. And I thought, I am never going to be you. I don't care that your test came back fine and you're shocked. That's weird that I know that. And so he got me. Remember when razor phones were the thing, the
Yeah.
flips? They got so I lost that thing 900 times. I didn't want it. Hell with it. It was only in the last probably 10 years, maybe, that I have, it's here. I have it. If I need it, I will lose it. But I do take it out with me because apparently getting a hold of me in the middle of Kroger and or the Goodwill is very important. I
Well,
don't.
my kids, I hated, I didn't want a cell phone. My kids, they grown now, but there's even grown, they would call whatever store they thought I was in and have me paged. And that is so embarrassing.
A little bit. Michigan lady, you love that. Let me tell y'all. And then we're going to end it. Okay, so are you being served? Y'all, everybody's got PBS, right? And when I was going through probably, where you're working so hard, right? And you're barely keeping your head above water, if that. And you literally don't know what you're going to do, one day to the next, when a babysitter is eating up 3 days of your paycheck, right? And you just like, I'm defeated. All right. I would, and this is, I mean, it's not horrible. I know it's not. Sometimes the only thing that got me through the week is Saturday night on PBS, Are You Being Served to come on? And I get to watch it and I really enjoy it and I can't wait. Sometimes that was the only thing that got me there, right? And so now I still love it. I still watch it every day. All right. I love it. I got BritBox. Thank you, BritBox. And I get to watch all these British comedies that helped me so much get to just one Saturday to the next Saturday. And then sometimes it was, all right, it's the only thing I look forward to. And most of these people have passed away. In fact, Are You Being Served? I think everybody's passed away. And I always wonder, did they know the impact that they had on my life? Did they know that to this day, I'm 56, I was 26 then, and I have leaned on them and counted on them, and they've never let me down to get me through a day or a week.
But that's what you do
Hour.
for me.
You know,
I
oh,
look forward to what we're gonna talk about next.
yeah,
I just want I want you to know, like they don't know that they impacted you. They gave you something to look
yeah,
for, and you give me something to look for. I
that's
actually I get excited,
I'm very
because be like,
thankful.
and I'm
Oh,
like, I think I missed the last time because I had actually got so excited I was ready for you, and I sat down, I got real quiet, and I fell asleep.
it happens. I know it happens.
And then I
Yeah.
felt the next day I was just so let down. It was like I didn't get to unwrap my present, kind of
That's right.
thing,
Because we had the same project coming. We got the part 2 coming on
Yes.
Saturday, and then I will be when I go through my surgery with Ted. Catherine will keep everybody updated on how I'm doing.
She is such a sweetie.
She really is. She's the best. She said, "Mom, don't worry about it. I'll keep them. Like she did the last time.
Yeah, she,
She should I let everybody know, that you're doing okay, that you're good, and so yeah, look forward to that. I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm not even gonna lie. And like I was telling my husband Chris, I said, I'm always working a little bit ahead of myself for the Saturday Night Murder, Mystery Club. I'm always like a week, maybe not a whole week, maybe a half a week ahead. And this is going to be one of the first times that I don't have, I'm just gonna have to really just, and when everything is said and done, I will let everybody know what had happened and what. It's either gonna be something or nothing. And that's all I'll say. Everything's gonna be fine. And afterwards we'll talk about it, but I don't want it's gonna be a fine. I'm not
Well,
I'm
I
just
tell
gonna
you,
miss y'all very much.
I'm gonna be praying for you that everything
I'll take
is
them.
perfect, and I'm gonna be looking forward to hearing the next time you're on.
Yeah,
And just
I'll take them. Oh
you
yeah,
know, just know that there's probably a whole lot of us that think the world of you.
it's very sweet.
I would,
We're all lucky that we found each other. You know,
I agree.
God
This
does He puts people in your path. How and now He's digital, so He can do it digitally before.
it
He's
is
gone
amazing.
digital. So now we get to it, like Squirrel Gang said that she kind of, doesn't, it kind of trusts people online or has her support online because, you don't know who's out there in the world. Um, and, that's a blessing for all of us. Squirrel Gang is a blessing to me. All y'all
Just
are a blessing to me.
I one thing coming, being coming to YouTube for the reasons I did was for one reason and one reason only, and it was scary for me. But you know what? I've always trusted my inside. Like when I get a feeling about somebody,
Yeah.
I've trusted either to go with it or let it go. And I have to say that so far I've been pretty lucky
Yeah.
because like you.
Yeah.
You just and there are a few others that at the first guys that I ever talked to that just went out their way to help me.
Mhm.
I will forever be grateful. Them and will forever be a part of my world.
That's the sweetest thing.
You know, to me, it is all real life. You are a real
No,
life
it is.
person with real life stuff going on, and it's just all real life. And I think
And
people get,
it's people pretend like they don't have real stuff going on.
but they do. We're not
Yeah, and they
plastic.
do. And then it's one of those things where you never know what someone's going through. In Kroger, you can pass somebody and you don't know their struggle. You don't know what's going on. And if it's just, I can remember going through the motions, right? You go to work, you go to the store, and I would be basically just going through the motions. And I would get a kind smile. That was all
Yeah,
I would get. And I would think, that is everything right now. That is everything right now. That smile. That person didn't even know.
yeah. They
But,
don't. It's nice
you
though
know,
when you get the opportunity to tell
oh, yeah,
someone, "Hey,
it
you
is.
blessed me." That's why I
Yeah,
wanted to tell you that so much, and I just
that
wanted you
means
to
everything
know
to me.
that your life matters. You
Oh,
matter, and that you have touched my life, and I'm sure you've touched many others. You have made me laugh, and you have made me just sit down and cry
oh,
because of feelings that I just so relieved that I'm not by myself. Just being with you guys, and knowing that I am not alone.
no,
And this, when I'm angry, I'm not by myself. There's somebody else out there angry for the same reason.
yeah,
Regard.
exactly.
And for me, it is all. I can't stand. I hear people say, "Oh, why, online is not real life." Well, yes, it is.
It
You
is.
you are a real person, and you are
Mhm.
giving a part of yourself each and every time you click live.
If you
You're
do it right, you are. And
Yeah,
if you do it right, you are. If
right.
you, I am, there are people on here that think a lot of themselves, and I want to say, hey, baby, there's my girl. I sometimes want to say, get over yourself. Get over yourself, okay? Humble yourself.
A
And
little bit.
yeah, you have to be humble to share your story. You have to, because people are going to judge you. People are going to say, oh my God, say it, do it, whatever,
But and
whatever.
but if you think about it, not every single person that is online, they're online for a purpose. They're
Yeah,
online for a certain, maybe for one reason or another. Some of them are in it because they think they're going to become millionaires, and they
yeah,
will step on your face and climb on your
yeah.
shoulders and drown you to get there.
Yes,
You
they
know,
will.
they think it's going to be the way they're going to make their riches in this world.
No,
But you're going online for a reason. You are not getting on here and sharing anything for nothing at all. There's a
right.
purpose behind everything we do. And I just trust my instincts. When I feel something's right, it's right. And I will just go right on in. I'm willing to be hurt, but I've been fortunate that really, I think I've made some good decisions. And so the people I do associate with, I feel really good about it. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. I
And
feel,
two, it's the people that stick with you when you make bad decisions.
yeah, I mean, it's okay. And And
It's having those people when you make a bad decision, go, yeah, that was a pretty bad one, but here we go. We'll do
and
it.
let's
Do over.
being online is a lesson every day.
It really is.
It is, because I knew I had a purpose to come on here. I was going to get my purpose out. But what I didn't think about was how someone else might be receiving that.
Mhm.
Like as soon as somebody would come back at me, I would have to stop and think. And then I would go back and look at it from somebody who's not a part of the problem. And
Yeah.
I think, well, Lord, I see what they mean. That's the picture I gave them. That's all they got is what I gave them. And
Right.
and if I got to be honest, it sounded pretty mean, because I can get pretty, I
Yeah.
get pretty I'm pretty
I,
sincere about I don't candy coat anything, but I'm not going to be all that ugly. I'm not going to be swearing or, I'm not going to get naked and run around the yard with a sign over my head. Now,
Kathy, real people, real friends let you learn from your actions.
yes,
That's brilliant. Did I say that? And if I did, why isn't it on merch?
it should be.
She won't make my merch for me. She will not edit the video to do the bloopers. She will not make my little emojis for my chat for my members only. She's only worried about her education, and I think that's very not nice.
It's so greedy of her.
It really is.
To think
It really
all
is.
she wants is to do good and be smart. She
What, you
could be
gonna
smart
graduate?
later. I mean, my God, she can hang out down here and then, climb her way back out again.
It's horrible. She's horrible.
Just horrible, greedy child.
Don't make me come down there. I like my door. You can get in.
She can
So
get
we'll
in
have to get out eventually.
I can't believe it, that a kid would think of
I
herself
know.
like that. Just, I mean, what did you do wrong? You
I
did
don't know
something
what I
wrong.
did wrong, but apparently something very bad. And then my daughter today, my daughter Devin, who I don't know why she getting there, she's probably not home. But I came in today from my mom's and Goodwill, I ain't gonna lie. And there was the brand new flavor of Red Bull was sitting on the counter with a little note for mom, love Devin.
Oh,
And I thought, she came all the way over here to drop this off.
that's so
You
sweet.
gotta, I mean, yeah, I did good. I will take credit. I did good. I really did good. They're pretty impressive, I think.
I think I
You
just
worked on
raised
your
a bunch.
exams. Catherine, we don't hear it. This is not about you. It's very much about me and Kathy right now.
Yeah,
So,
just tell her
yeah.
to worry about a school book.
Really, just be a nerd, okay?
Yeah,
Go
just,
see me a nerd.
just do something better for yourself.
If I hear her coming any steps, I'm cutting this. She's gonna come in and yell at me. Oh
Well, I
no,
think
she might be.
we probably
Did your
got
dad leave? Devin, what's your name? Catherine? Because I just got a thing that he arrived home. I don't. It's
You
his
done
damn
lost your
license.
husband
I had probably lost him somewhere. I do not
somewhere?
know.
Well, I'm
But
glad he
this,
made it home.
well, he's been. I don't. This Life Force Life 360. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it'll tell me 4 days later that somebody just left home. Yeah, I know. All right, we're gonna end it. I'm gonna end it.
Well, thank you for having me up here with
Thank
you.
you.
And
Thank
just know
you.
that,
You
and for
always got a
anybody.
spot. You will always be my. I always got co-host responsibilities that need to be spread out because Catherine is failing miserably.
No, well, if you need a dumb, you ever need somebody, dumb and not going to be worried about getting smarter, I'm your girl.
Stop it. Stop.
Now, when you need that education.
So next week we'll do this on a Thursday. Thursday night's a gift for me. And then oh, here she comes. Listen to that. You hear that? Come on down here, big girl. You don't want none of this. So we'll do this on Thursdays. So it'll be next Thursday. I'm trying to I gotta buy a new calendar. All right, so I'll figure it out. We got one more. I know one more Thursday in us. I'm pretty sure we can squeeze in another one.
All right.
And then, like I said, I'll be down. And I love you guys for hanging around.
Well, thank you. And I'm gonna drop down. Thank
right,
you.
I love you, Miss Kathy.
I love you too.
All right. Here she comes. Don't come in and show off. Don't show off.
I've been working on my exams.
Right. Right.
That's all I had to say.
Okay. That's all she has. That's what I thought. All right. Guys, thank you. Michigan lady, thank you for coming in. And like I said, we need to validate each other. All of us need to validate each other. And we're gonna do that. So that's gonna happen. And if That's what's going to go on here over here Thursday nights. We're going to validate each other. We're going to be happy. We're going to be sane. Shut up. All right. I love you guys. I love you so much. I'll see y'all Saturday night for part 2 of The Boys on the Tracks. You want to stay tuned for that. That's a big one. Talking CIA, DEA. It's very exciting. But I will see you then, and I will have makeup on, I promise, and I won't look like this. Hey, bye.
You're beautiful.
Oh, I know, and I'm so gorge.
Hey, Mom, this girl said she was gonna fight me, and she has a mom your age. Can you fight her?
You know what? You remember that time?
She's pulling up right
Do you
now.
remember that time those kids came over here from the chess club or whoever the fuck was going to beat up Mom? And they went to the street. They said, I'm going to tell my mom. I said, go get your fucking mama. Go get your fucking mama right now. Call your mama. Tell her, come on over here. Then nope.
Tune in, you're talking shit.
Bring your fucking mama on. All right, I'm going to take this upstairs. This is new. Swerve. I know, because I watched it. And then I'm going to get, hold on. You didn't come down here and say you're not in a fight. I said you need to come and tell them you're not actually in a fight. Oh my God. What did I not do? Let me just say this. Calvin is not in a fight.
Public service.
We're joking.
That is a trend online. That is a trend that a lot of people do with their little brother. They're like, I'm getting into a fight, and she has like a 10-year-old brother where he fight with me. It's that kind of joke. I was recording.
And I do want to say that, yes, Vaughn did, during COVID, piss off the chess team. And a few of them came, no, it was,
Chess team?
yeah. And they came over here, and they were wanting to fight. And one said, I'm going to go get my mom. I said, go get her. Go get your mom. Go on. Anyway, thank you. In stream, we're going to do that. Thank God it was nothing embarrassing.
Because we didn't talk
I
about.
didn't poot. I love y'all. See you later.